You do not have to be a super talented, top producing insurance agent to earn around $1,000 per day selling final expense insurance or even like other life insurance products. And we're talking net profit, very important after, all the costs are behind us, including like advertising and lead costs. I'm Doug Massey, and today I'm going to share the two types of agents who are able to make this happen, the platforms that are available out there for independent insurance agents, and the reality of what it takes to average around $1,000 per day profit selling insurance remotely. That's right, from the comfort and luxury of your own home. And check this out, guys. If you stick around until the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to get a copy of the thank you note that all of our agents send out to everybody that they sell. And that way, your client is getting something professional from you within like just a few days of your initial conversation, when you've made that presentation and sold them. And of course, what this does is it legitimizes what you're doing. To make this all work, you've got to have the right insurance carriers, the right commissions, and the right lead source to make a lot of presentations. And that's the key, guys. You got to make a lot of presentations every day to people who actually expect a quote for final expense life insurance. Ooh, those bait and switch leads or recycle leads, ugh, you don't want those. And check this out. At the end of this video, I'm going to share some of my very favorite carriers for remote final expense sales, and I'm going to even go over some of their niches and explain why I love them so much. We're going to assume that you've already cut through the learning curve and you've been selling final expense insurance remotely for, I want to say, at least a few months, right? If you're working a platform like the one that we have for our agents, by the, I want to say, third or fourth month, your first year commission should at least be around 110 to maybe 115% for the main products, that you are selling. And the bottom line is it's important for those products not to be like the overpriced ones that we see all the time. They got to be super competitive. I'm also going to assume that you're a professional, business-oriented salesperson. In other words, you're not afraid to spend at least a couple $1,000s on advertising or your lead budget every single week, or you will do whatever it takes to get there. Really the bottom line is you'll do whatever it takes to earn that $1,000 a day. Now here's where it gets interesting, so pay attention. As long as you've got the money to invest and you're investing into a platform that is proven, that's really important and will actually work for most agents. I know that's hard to find. As I mentioned before, you do not have to be a super talented closer. The two types of agents that can make this work are: one, believe it or not, an average agent, who has a super strong work ethic. And two, the talented super producer. Of course, we get that. Generally, the top producers that are doing this already have the strong work ethic. Otherwise they wouldn't be a top producer, right? I mean, it does make sense. If you're the average agent who is capable, determined, hardworking, and not one to give up easily and quit, soon, you may just have to put in the time that it takes to make this work. Basically, guys, you got to accept that you're going to be on the phone for a better part of potentially, I would say at least 10 hours a day, 5 to maybe 6 days a week. I mean, that's what it might take. And this is the type of sacrifice that my wife and I had to make for our first few years in the industry, only we didn't have a sweet cherry remote telesales platform like the one that a lot of agencies have for their agents, including ours. We drove all over the state of Florida, stayed in some pretty, not so clean hotel rooms, and we had to do a lot of driving. So believe it or not, guys, a lot of times from the time we would leave the house to where we would get back home, it would be 12 to 15 hours. And let me just state something. Whether you're working with an agency who can give you those high intent inbound TV commercial call-in leads, those things are awesome, or an agency like mine where you're going to be guaranteed at least 20 to 30 appointments on your calendar every single day, along with an additional 20 to 30 leads, and all these things are exclusive every single day. Imagine that, 30 appointments and 30 leads. You're basically gonna need to start working around 9 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. at night. Remember, you gotta do what it takes to get through the learning curve. And guys, this is really, really important, so listen up. The main difference between the typical top producer and the average insurance agent is that, well, the typical top producer has a higher than average closing percentage, as to where the average agent is not quite able to close, I want to say, certain prospects that they speak with that the top producer would have definitely closed. One thing that can easily make up for this lack of talent is you need to put in the extra hours, I keep mentioning that, and work more leads and or appointments every day than what the top producing, talented, super duper major producer is doing. Work ethic can and will beat talent until the talent kicks in. And I know you hear stuff like that a lot, but it really does make sense, and it really is true. So you're putting in the time it takes. You're investing the money it takes. You're not worried about the upfront advertising or leads costs. You're a business professional, you get it. You've got good commission levels with the right carriers, and you're doing like everything it takes to make this work. There's no way you're giving up. That means basically sacrificing a lot during the first few years of your insurance business, just the way we did, so that eventually you are earning more money for your family than 90% of the working class folks in the United States will ever make. Therefore, at some point, you'll never have to sacrifice anything ever again. And yeah, I know you've heard me say that before, but it's true. So let's talk about some of my favorite carriers for remote final expense sales and why. And FYI, if you're a producing insurance agent, we do offer some of the higher broker commission levels that are out there. Just contact me directly. The carriers that I recommend for guaranteed issue are AIG and Great Western. And basically, they both have competitive products and are easily accessible for telesales. They both have pretty simple signature process for the clients too, which to me is really important when you're doing remote sales. And they both will take debit cards and direct express cards for a monthly payment, from the clients. For your main products, the 4 carriers that you should definitely have are: 1, the new SBLI Living Legacy Final Expense product. Now, guys, I'm not talking about that SBLI that's associated with Prosperity either. I'm talking about the Savings Bank Life Insurance Company. Their Living Legacy Final Expense product has only been available to sell for about 9 months as of the making of this video. The main reason that I've been crushing on this product is because of the super high approval rates that we're seeing. Look, we're talking approval rates that are and percentages that are a lot higher than any other carrier that we've been using. And guys, they also have some really, really killer niches. They'll give your clients first day coverage if they have COPD, Parkinson's disease, lupus, and or multiple sclerosis. American Amicable, Royal Neighbors, and Prosperity SUSA all have excellent telesales products too. They all do multiple signature options, again, very important for the clients. They do true Social Security billing, which actually guarantees that the draft will happen on the exact day that the client gets their Social Security money every single month, no matter what. Between these 3 products, you can insure both, I want to say, young and older folks with multiple health conditions. And Prosperity, that new Vista product, takes debit and direct express cards. So they're the carrier who we send most of that business to. And keep in mind, SBLI does take those debit direct express cards too. So we do send that business to them too. There is one carrier that I do want to give an honorable mention to or about. It's GTL, Guarantee Trust Life. They have a graded product that will insure a lot of folks that would normally be a guaranteed issue only scenario. But the thing with GTL, Guarantee Trust Life, is that you can insure people with a true graded benefit. All right, so what that means is more insurance coverage and a better death benefit for the client's family, for the beneficiary in the event where that client were to pass away within the first 2 years. For a copy of the thank you note that I mentioned earlier, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. if you'd like more information on our remote final expense top producer sales platform, we're talking the way that we are able to generate 20 to 30 appointments every single day. Just shoot me an email at that same address. Remember guys, very, very important. When you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Baby. So get your butt out there or get on that headset, do whatever it is that you've got to do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.